The Whakatipu Wilding Conifer Control Group aims to protect the iconic landscape around Queenstown. Threats posed by wilding conifers include survival of native flora and fauna, pastoral farming and areas currently enjoyed for a wide variety of recreational uses. In 2022, the group was recognised for their efforts with the Biosecurity Challenge Community Award in the New Zealand Biosecurity Awards. The group relies on the help of a number of organisations, including the Department of Conservation.
The problem plants around here, we have Corsican pines and we get a mix of other different pine species, so Scots pine and Douglas fir is a big problem here as well. There's a mixture of different natives, predominantly beech forest in this area. So you can up in the gully just next to this, we've got big remnant patches of beech forest. And I guess you get all your patches of remnant stuff left over from pastoral burning days and what's been cleared for farming. Little wee pockets of like native oases that can spread out. Those are under threat from the wilding pines, who they encroach and take over the landscape. Another major consideration is the pastoral aspects. So wilding conifers have a big impact on usable pasture. And you can see large areas where there have been big infestations where the pines have just completely taken over and removed any effective productive land. Volunteers are a big part of it, really important to bring the community along with us. But most of the more Hāriaka control work is done by contractors. We've got Central Wild and Tree Control as one of our key contractors in the Whakatipu area, and they perform all the tree felling works we have and a mixture of different other drill and fill techniques and cut and paste.
Let's head off.
And we also use a lot of helicopter time, aerial lancing work, sometimes referred to as aerial wanding, and aerial boom spray. There's lots of strings to the bow, lots of different ways that you can combat this pest. There's a huge number of people involved in this sort of work. It's a massive collective effort. At the top, you've got the National Wild and Conifer Program, led by Biosecurity New Zealand, MPI, and they provide provision across the country to enable this sort of work. Down to the local level, we have local community active groups. In the Whakatipu, we have the Whakatipu Wild and Conifer Control Group that have been active since around 2009. They really started up to try and confront this issue because wilding conifers don't know boundaries. As we can see behind us, we've got large areas of trees that are spreading onto the neighbours' blocks. And to get a response to that is effective, we all need to band together. So we've got Regional Council and District Council and Department of Conservation, along with local landowners and community groups and central government all working together to make this happen.
So what's the menu today? What's on the program?
Well, today they're going to be working up here. This is Clothesboom Station.
The group was set up in 2009 by the Queenstown Lakes District Council, who recognised the threat to the environment and the income sources of the district through the spread of this invasive species. It is a charitable trust, and we do the planning and guidance with assistance from the operational team, DOG, and our main mandate is to raise awareness of the problem, find the funding to control the problem. Raising the awareness is probably our biggest success, and indeed that it has to be our biggest success. Without awareness, we won't get acceptance of having a few dead trees being visible and people not complaining about those. We all would rather see an alive tree than a dead tree, let's be honest. I mean, yeah, there's no disputing that. But they accept that this has to happen in order to preserve our native biodiversity. Winning the Biosecurity Award was great because that was recognition of all the hard work that has gone on, and that raises awareness and spreads the message, which in turn helps raise those funds.
Wilding conifer seeds are spread through the wind. So as a pine cone has small seeds within it, and when they open up in hot, dry conditions, they'll fall out and get captured by the wind. Different species of conifers have different seed spread ability. Typically, the smaller the cone, the lighter the seed, and the lighter the seed it's going to spread in the wind. And that's the seed rain. When you get a big wind event, these seeds are spreading for very long distances. And it makes it a big challenge for local farmers they may have a clear area, but across the lake there's areas that are not clear and they're constantly under threat. So we all need to work together to try and make sure we can keep those gains. I'm responsible for managing projects in the Whakatipu through 6 management units, which is how the funding is assigned across the country. The MPI has a lot of different management units. In this area, those are the Whakatipu, the Kawerau, Remarkables, Shotover, Gonoki and the Northern Airs. So it's a large area that we have to maintain. The connections between all the other agencies are critical. We have colleagues in the District Council, Queenstown Lakes District Council, who work with us. I'm the project manager for the WCG, but I'm a DOC staff member. DOC's part of the deal is to provide me as a service to make sure that the projects get delivered, and that makes the conservation areas more accessible. All the work we conduct on public conservation area is done, I guess, by DOC itself under the name of the WCG. District Council, the same story. Regional Council, they support us as well, so that has a wider support through regulatory systems and a bigger Otago-wide approach. And then also through to MPI, Biosecurity New Zealand, who provide that sort of governance and direction and help us make sure we get the right thing done in the right place. Yeah, and then that combines through with the landowner and the people at site, the communities, the townships. There's a huge amount of work that goes into advocacy to try and promote what we're trying to do. There are millions of dollars being invested into the work, and we've got to maintain those goals and keep that investment up. But also that the cost benefit is massive. Approximately for every dollar you spend on wild and conifer control, there's $30+ of economic gains back. You've got pasture protection, you've got water yield, you've got biodiversity gains, you've got recreational values. And a bunch of different values that all add up to a really, really strong argument to preserve our natural environment from this ferocious pest.